Well, hi there, Dr. Darrow.
Nita, are you living it up?
Absolutely living it up. We both just we had our birthdays last week. We've been in the fun zone ever since, haven't we?
Listen, I'm 16 years old. I finally made it. I can get my learner's permit now.
I'm so proud of you. I'm 17. I've been driving for a year. So anyway, we want to tell you about what Living Pain-Free with Dr. Marc Darrow is, a show that focuses on your musculoskeletal system pain. What is that? It's your joint pain, your ligament pain, your muscle pain, your tendon pain, arthritis pain, any of the structures that support the limbs, the neck, and the back. That's what we're about right here on this program, and you can call all hour and talk about your pain directly with Dr. Darrow. That's like a huge benefit here at 866-870-5752. And you can also check the website at www.lastemcells.com. That's lastemcells.com. There's a lot of research there. You can also email Dr. Darrow off of every page on the site if you'd like private communication with him. And you answer all your emails within like a day or two at the most, I think.
Absolutely. We get to everything, every call. Get to the website and you can reach me if you're too shy to call. But I hope you're not, because we like to talk to people. And
we absolutely love it.
We would love if you'd give us a call right now at 866-870-5752. I'll repeat it for you, 866-870-5752. And get your pens and papers. I'm not done, Nita.
Oh, so sorry, my dear. So sorry. I just wanted to tell them about the free book. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah, a lot of free books here. If you call in, we will give you a free book. And it came out last year. It's all about stem cell and platelet therapy. The subtitle is Regenerate, Don't Operate. And it has a foreword by the lovely and beautiful Suzanne Summers, who is one of the best advocates for what we call integrative medicine. There's Suzanne on the video. You can see it right there if you're watching the show. And boy, she's amazing. What an amazing person. She gives her life to help medicine and to save people from being operated on. She's got a new book coming out that has a chapter on the work that I do. So thank you very much, Suzanne Summers. And we want to send these books out for free to you. So please call the show right now, 866-870-5752. You can also call my office if you want to get an insurance verification. We do take Medicare, Cigna, Aetna, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, United Healthcare. And for people without insurance, we can help you get Care Credit. It's a credit card for medical procedures where you pay no interest for what you pay out for what you use for the first year. So, Nita, you can take it from there. I know you're chomping at the bit.
Oh, I'm just so excited about all this.
I know
so, yes, do claim
it.
your free book. Our number is 866-870-5752. We already have Jesse in Anaheim waiting.
Oh, how cool is that? Jesse,
cool.
you had three shoulder surgeries?
Yeah, so I've had 2 shoulder and 1 bicep.
Okay. You want to tell us where you're at now?
Right now I still can't use the arm. My arm is incredibly decreased use.
Yep.
Since the first surgery, I was able to use the stress ball to keep blood flow while I was in the sling, and then after the second one, I could barely hold the tennis on the stress ball. And then after the third one, I wasn't able to even hold a pencil. And I don't know. One of my doctors has recommended doing a stem cell replacement. And I just don't know what route to go.
All right.
My whole life's been on.
How old are you? You sound like a young guy. How old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay. So I couldn't really tell what you were saying there. Does the doctor want to do another surgery to do a replacement, a shoulder replacement?
I believe so, a stem cell replacement. They're not sure what route to go.
Yeah.
And And
Well,
so they're kinda
you
throwing
don't
out
want to have
options.
another surgery, and most surgeries that are done like this are not a good thing for the body. Obviously, we want to keep everything natural and biologic. And I'm in your boat. I had a shoulder surgery before I knew about regenerative medicine, about using platelets from your own blood or stem cells from your bone marrow or umbilical cord stem cells. And it didn't work well for me either. My shoulder blew up my arm actually blew up like a balloon, and I had a fever afterwards. And it took me a few years before that shoulder quieted down. And then I found out about, it still was terrible, but I found out about injecting cells from the body. I injected my own shoulder, and I was completely 100% healed the next morning. It was the greatest miracle I had ever seen or experienced in my life to that point. And that was one treatment that did it. I'm not saying that's going to work for you. Yours sounds like it's been beat up by the knife a little bit. And I don't know. I'd have to see your arm. Can you lift your arm up at all?
No.
Okay.
I have to use my left arm to like raise my right arm.
Yeah.
I can't. Like, my motor skills are gone. Like I said, I can't write or type. I have to have my wife tie my shoes.
Oh my goodness. We'll take this number down to the office. It's 800-300-9300. Easy number to remember. 800-300-9300. And we're going to send you out a copy of my book today, which has a whole chapter on shoulders for you to read. But I would need to touch your arm to see what's going on. There's very good hope that we could use your platelets, we call it PRP, that's the treatment, or stem cells to heal up your shoulder. I've had both of my shoulders locked up before, and I've healed both of them by self-injection. So there's good hope ahead for you. My arms are moving great. I'm showing people on the video, and both of them at different points in my life have been locked up from different injuries I've had. And I'm the doc that injects himself when I get injured. I've done, I don't know if you've listened to the show before, Jesse, but I've injected both my knees. I've injected my right wrist, both my shoulders. What else on me? I've had other people do my neck and back. I can't reach back there. And whenever I get injured, I inject and I heal myself. So I'm in really good shape, and hopefully we can get you back in shape. Please, before you consider a fourth surgery, come in, let me check you out. It takes me 1 minute to assess whether we can help you or not. And I'm hopeful that we can, based on what you're telling me.
Great. I appreciate that. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you,
God
Jesse.
bless you, man.
Appreciate your call.
Live it up.
All right. Our number is 866-870-5752. That's 866-870-5752. Give us a call right now. All the lines are open. If you wait till the last few minutes of the program, we might not have time for you. So we do have to end the show after an hour.
Yeah.
So please work with us on this.
Yeah. And it is true. I mean, every single show, people are shy to call in the beginning. And then at the end, we get a flurry of calls and we can't handle them. If that happens to you, I hope it doesn't. I hope you call in sooner than later. But if it does, you can always go to the website, which is www.lastemcells.com, lastemcells.com. Go to that website. It's got videos of me doing these procedures. You can watch it, and you can email me on every page, and I'll get right back to you, and we can start a conversation and figure out what to do to help you.
So I decided for your birthday I'm going to buy you a giant mirror so you can use it to give yourself injections in your back.
You know, it sounds silly, but I have a couple of friends who do this work, and they inject their own necks and backs. But if you've ever tried to inject in a mirror or do something in a mirror, you know everything's backwards. And I'm not going to be doing that to myself unless I'm stuck on an island somewhere. Yeah, a desert island. If I go to a desert island, the only thing I'll have with me are syringes and needles and my blood to use in my bone
and maybe
marrow.
something to read, a computer to answer all those emails. Yeah, just a couple practical things there. So, yes, so we want to hear from you at 866-870-5752. Remember, our focus is musculoskeletal system pain. If you have joint pain, we just had somebody who has arm and shoulder issues. That's very appropriate, muscle pain. All the structures that support the limbs, the neck, and the back, arthritis pain, finger pain, toe pain. So, seriously, if you have this kind of pain, give us a call right now, 866-870-5752, and we take your phone number down so we can mail you the free book. And you really want this book. It's not even a year old yet. It's Stem Cell and Platelet Therapy, subtitle Regenerate, Don't Operate. It's about stem cells, PRP, all the latest research, and this book has actually over 264 studies. That's a lot of studies.
Yeah, people
and I know
always
you
used
previously
to
said, oh, go ahead.
Well, people always came up to me when I'd lecture and say, where's the research on this? So it took me 5 years to put it together, and I actually just wrote a new chapter with more research. And so now I hand them the book, and they bring it to their doctors. Doctors always go, where's the research? But the other people that like research are people in the field of psychoanalysis. They're analytical people, and engineers. They love the research. And I can usually tell when a person walks in the office what field they're in by the questions they ask. And I ask the question, are you an engineer? And they start laughing. They go, how did you know? Well, it's pretty obvious because people that are analytical like to know all the details of things, which is fine. It's a great gift they have in figuring things out. Healing doesn't work that way, though. Healing is more of an intuitional thing. And it's amazing when I have discussions with these people how oftentimes they want to know that it's fixed, meaning repaired perfectly, but they don't care if they feel better. They just want to know that it's repaired. And I don't understand that. For me, I don't care if something is fixed. I just want to be able to use it and get on with my life. I call that empirical medicine. But to each his own. Either way, we've got you covered, and we can give you all the information you want. Now, can I go to a question here that came in?
Yeah, then a couple calls are coming in, so go ahead and take a question off of email. Perfect.
This one, it says chondromalacia. That means chondrous cartilage. Mal is bad in Latin and some other Latin languages. And so what that means is the breakdown of the cartilage behind the patella. Chondromalacia patella is the term. And it's one of the most common things I see. People come in with all kinds of knee problems, all kinds of knee diagnoses, but most of them actually they may have, arthritis and other things, but they also have a bit of chondromalacia, what I call patellofemoral syndrome. The patella is the round bone in the front of the knee, and the femur is the thigh bone. So the interface between them gets worn out. I had a gentleman come in yesterday who grew up racing on skis and playing basketball. And when I bent his knees, they crunched. They were literally like fingernails on a blackboard. And I knew immediately that he was a basketball player because that's one of the most common things they have. And then he told me that wasn't all, that he was a ski racer. And we can help that stuff. It's a little bit different with the type of injections I do. I do go into the joint, which is by useful means of an ultrasound. We use an ultrasound to guide the needle. You can't get into the knee joint very readily without an ultrasound. If there's fluid in there, you can't get it all out unless you have an ultrasound to show you where it is. So I use the ultrasound on the knee. I use it on shoulders and hips. Other areas of the body, it's not as necessary, or maybe not necessary at all. But those three areas are teeny little areas where you've got to look at it where that needle is going to get it in there. So when doctors inject you without the ultrasound, most of the time it's not getting to the spot that they think it is or that it needs to go to. What this person says is, I'm going to sneeze. Hang on.
Okay. I'll give the phone number while you sneeze. It's 866-870-5752. That's 1-866-870-5752. 866-870-5752. That's the number to call. And Do you want to finish up? Excuse me. Finish your thought.
No, it's
oh my
your
God.
turn.
Okay. Why don't we go to Anise and Carson?
Okay, let's do it. Is that the pronunciation of your name, Anise?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for accepting the call.
Well, thank you so much for calling, Anise. So you had injections in your knee, but not stem cells, and you have knee pain. And that's common. Most likely what you had are one of two things or maybe both. You may have had a cortisone shot, which is a steroid, which is a strong anti-inflammatory that actually destroys the cartilage. So I don't recommend that anybody does that. It makes it worse. Or you may have had something called hyaluronic acid, which is a lubricant. And most people with knee pain...
Yes, I have that, this Arthrovasc.
Yeah, Arthrovisc. So I don't give that to people because it's a lubricant. If I put platelets in your knee to help heal it, or stem cells to heal it, that helps produce the natural hyaluronic acid. Why am I going to put in something that's not natural? I'm not into that. I'm a natural doctor, and I want things healed naturally. So those things don't fix anything. And yes, there's probably a good chance that we can help you using stem cells. We can get them from your bone marrow, which is a fun procedure for me. No one likes it anymore because we now have umbilical cord stem cells that work just as well. And yes, doctors who are listening, they do work. And there's controversy about the umbilical cord stem cells, but we're doing a huge study. And we found that the umbilical stem cell cord blood, those stem cells work even a little bit better than bone marrow. That's hard to believe. So there's a lot of controversy. If you read the internet, there's some guys who only do bone marrow, and for financial reasons, they don't want you using anything else. They make that like that's the only thing you can do. It's not true. And we have studies to prove it. And if anybody wants the studies, give us a call. Our office number is 800-300-9300. And by calling that number, we can do an insurance verification for you. We take Medicare, Cigna, Aetna, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, and United Healthcare. And for people without insurance, we can help you get a credit card with Care Credit. Okay?
Now, let me ask you
Sure.
an insurance question. I didn't know that Medicare and the Medicare supplement would pay for any type of stem cell therapy. Is that
Well,
true or
you're
not?
absolutely right. They don't.
But on your program, you're saying that some insurances were acceptable.
Well, what I'm saying is these insurances will, if we take your insurance, that'll get you into the office. They'll pay for your office visit. They pay for some things. Generally, they do not pay for regenerative medicine procedures of platelets or stem cells. Okay? If you're in a car accident or you have a workers' comp case, then they generally do pay for it. Okay?
Now, getting back to the Arthrovasc injections, if one has
Yes.
had those, how long after that would you try one of the other therapies?
Shortly thereafter, we could do it.
When?
Well, within a couple weeks.
In a
That
couple
stuff
weeks.
just gets absorbed.
Now, I know you can't quote prices as such, but what kind of a price range would that be for those injections? And would
The way to find that out is call the office at 800-300-9300. Everything is different that we do. Yeah, they'll talk about cost with you. It's not appropriate on the radio to do that because it's too confusing.
And,
God bless you, Anise.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
your
so
call,
much.
Anise. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. I hope
And
you
there's
feel better.
good hope ahead for your knees to heal.
Excellent. Our number is 866-870-5752, and we're going to go to Richard in Tustin.
Hey, Richard, Dr. Marc Darrow. So I have to kind of laugh in a sardonic way when I read what the call screener wrote. You have arthritis in your knee and told you need a knee replacement. And I hear that every single day. And we don't give knee replacements, but people get better. So what does that tell you? There's too many knee replacements being done that shouldn't be done. The only time I would ever send a patient for a knee replacement if that joint is destroyed, smashed. If you can move it, we can help you.
Wow, that's really good news, because I went in, I actually had a consultation Monday, I guess, and I was really kind of surprised at the diagnosis because I'm always active. I've been active my whole life. And, I was experiencing some discomfort. I actually thought I might have torn something in there, maybe a meniscus or something. And then...
you know what? Let me just say something, Richard.
Yeah.
Almost every patient I see who's of our age has a meniscal tear in their knee. But many of them have no pain. So what I do oftentimes is I check both knees. One has a meniscal tear. They come in for that. They go, I've got a meniscal tear. I need surgery. And then I go, well, let's see the other knee. And there's a meniscal tear there. And I go, do you have any pain there? No. Don't think that an MRI is ever going to tell you where your pain is coming from. And don't ever think that a doctor who tells you you need a knee replacement is telling you the truth. I am sorry to be this bold about these statements, but I've been doing this over 20 years with regenerative medicine. It doesn't help everybody. I can't promise you it's going to work. I tell every patient, I make them sign a consent form. There are no guarantees. But I also promise you this. Most people that come in and say they need a knee replacement, they've seen 1 or 2 or 3 orthopedic surgeons that want to do it. We get them at least good enough. I'm not saying perfect. We can't give you a new knee. But we get them good enough where they don't think about surgery anymore.
Well, that's promising to hear, because I was actually surprised because I'm still pretty active. It may flare up.
Yeah, I mean, does that make any sense to you that they're going to amputate your knee out? They're going to cut off the top of the tibia and the bottom of the femur and put in metal and plastic parts when you're active? Give me a break. Do you know what the risks are doing that? Do you know the stuff that I see? It's crazy.
Well, that's the other thing is I mean, I'm very active. They kind of talk to me about, if you don't have this, then you're going to lose your active lifestyle. But I was